We're going to talk about every Canadian's absolute favorite thing in the world. The carbon tax, bro. The formidable carbon tax. A tax that 42% of Canadians want gone. A tax that 17% want it gone for the next 3 years. A tax that 1/4 of Canadians want to stop increasing. We're getting into it. Finally, we're going to talk about the carbon tax. I've been wanting to do a video about it for a while now, and now I can finally do it. And I'm so excited. So what is the carbon tax? Why are we taxing carbon? Who is it affecting? What about the farmers? What about the truckers? And what about you? We will get into it. Well, the carbon tax is taxing carbon. That's what it is. It's taxing carbon per metric ton. And I mean, it doesn't really do anything because Canada doesn't produce enough carbon to impact climate change. It literally doesn't. You might think, hey, maybe Canada produces quite a lot of carbon, when really it's only 548 million metric tons. And you might think that's quite a bit, but as per the states, has dumped 6,340 metric tons of carbon into the atmosphere, and that is a considerable amount more than us. And if you really want to get into it, China has dumped 11.4 billion metric tons. So, on the grand scale, Canada, not too bad. So why is there a carbon tax? Well, partially funding the government is what it's doing. The government takes 10% of your tax that you're paying into carbon, whilst the rebate is 90% to the province you live in. So when you pay $100, you get $90 back, and the government takes 10. Where does this money go? It goes to whatever they want. Essentially, whatever they want to spend it on, they can spend it on. If they want to take a trip to Vegas, they can use carbon tax money. If they want to hold a extravagant banquet, they can spend carbon tax money on it. Or if they want to do something, productive for the province, like road maintenance. Oh, wait. The Liberals aren't doing that anymore. Oh, my bad. If they want to put it towards building a multi-million-dollar wind turbine, they can do that with it. So as we know, the Liberal government wants to raise the carbon tax 61 cents a liter, which is not great. And no one wants that. 75% of the country does not want that. So why are they doing it? Well, they want more money, obviously. They want more money for their budgets, to dump into their housing programs that don't build houses, or their road infrastructure that doesn't work on roads anymore. But, there's that, so that's fun. The average Canadian in Alberta, the average Canadian family, lost about $710 last year due to carbon tax. And that is about to balloon to $1,750 by 2030 every single year. And it's just going to keep increasing because we've seen carbon tax be increased multiple times since 2008, since it was brought in BC. And what has it done? What has it done for Canada? Oh, well, it says people are using less gas. Okay, but we weren't producing enough carbon to impact climate change anyways, so I feel like we were already doing our part before climate change, before the carbon tax was even an issue. That's just the confusing part to me, is because so we're just paying for everyone else's pollutants now. So the US is just polluting and we're paying for it because they're producing carbon that is impacting climate change. So we're paying for them, we're paying for China and all these other countries that are producing enough carbon to impact the climate. Yet we're not doing anything of the sort. So I'm just confused why we even have a carbon tax in the first place. But it's okay, right? It's fine. Taxing fuel, that's just fuel. That's not even an issue. Oh wait. Farmers use fuel, truckers use fuel, we use fuel, and that's all getting taxed down the line. So now our groceries are being inflated to hell, and prices are just through the roof. When he said he was going to bring them down in the new year, I'm just confused because he just made a grocery task force that are supposed to uphold the grocery code of conduct. Whatever the grocery code of conduct is, it sounds so stupid. During the COVID years, grocery inflation went up. It went up. People were hoarding, whatever. People are at home, eating more, whatever. So grocery inflation went up. Who do you think's making all the money off this? It's the grocery stores themselves. They're making the money. That's where all the profit is. So now Trudeau's coming to them saying, hey, you got to lower your prices. And the stores are just like, bro, we're making money hand over fist and you want us to stop? I don't think so. So that was his plan, to just tell them to lower the prices and freeze the prices where people can afford it. Nothing's happened. Not only are the farmers getting taxed, it's the construction workers building new homes for homeless Canadians and people who are still stuck in their parents' basement. But Trudeau had an idea. Don't worry, Trudeau had an idea. An absolute, just, beautiful. He created a $4 billion housing accelerator program. And goddamn, $4 billion? That's so many homes. So many homes. He hasn't built any. No, he hasn't built one. Not a single one. And that was created almost a year ago in March. But don't worry, Vancouver, absolute worst rent in all of Canada. The Housing Accelerator program is coming to you. Don't worry, houses are on the way in the next 10 years. 10 years, they're going to have houses. Don't worry. You've got time.
Prime Minister is not worth the cost of housing, which has doubled as he builds bureaucracies that block homes. In January, according to data out today, rent was up 10% year over year to $2,196. An astonishing increase in a very short time. In fact, it's up about 20% in the last 2 years alone, and it's accelerating ever since he named his incompetent housing minister. Will the Prime Minister follow our common sense plan to cut the bureaucracy and build the homes?
If he was really concerned about rents, he would line behind us and support the removal of the GST on new apartment constructions. We're going to continue to be there to do the hard work of delivering for Canadians while he relies on catchy slogans.
We were the ones that proposed taking the tax off home building, Mr. Speaker. The one good idea that he finally copied, but he talks about slogans. One is the Housing Accelerator Fund, the $4 billion program that was supposed to speed up housing. We asked the housing minister yesterday in committee how many homes it had completed. The answer is zero. Nada, nothing. His quote, "It doesn't actually lead to the construction of specific homes." Mr. Speaker, if it cost $4 billion to build 0 homes, how much would it cost to build 1?
The Housing Accelerator Fund is about investing in municipalities across the country to change the frame around which they build homes faster. This is the approach that we're taking, and it's working, Mr. Speaker.
$4 billion, 35 photo ops, 1 minister, 0 homes. He not only says the program doesn't build homes, he says it doesn't lead to the construction of homes. He couldn't point to one development that had actually been completed. They've been in power for 8 years, and they can't get anything built. When will they get the bureaucracy out of and the taxes out of the way so that we can build the homes?
I'm gonna get off a little off track here. Tiny bit off track. I just want to talk about the gun laws, of course. The gun laws that we love, these new gun laws that are coming out, banning handguns in Canada. It's starting to feel like England. It's starting to feel like England. Soon we're going to have no more guns. Then what? No, hunters can't hunt anymore? You need special permits to go to the gun range now? Come on. If you think Canada should get rid of the carbon tax, axe it, bye-bye, drop a like. If you want me to keep making videos like this about Canada's politics and shenanigans, tell me down in the comments. And if you really like my videos, subscribe.